If you're an LLC owner, or maybe you manage an LLC for somebody else, I want you to stay tuned because today I'm going to go over 5 things as an LLC protection lawyer that I would avoid in the business. These can be 5 quick things. It could be a checklist for you, things to go back and check. Obviously, this isn't a substitute for legal advice, but it's always good for all of us to be educated and to know what's going on in the world. So today we're going to hit 5 things that I advise you look out for in the business. Number 1, commingling assets. And this can be very common in a small LLC where that border between personal assets, personal liabilities, personal expenses, business expenses can get very nebulous. And so what you want to do is make sure that you document all of the expenses of the business are going to the business. All of the expenses of the personal life, personal assets are going to being paid by personal credit cards, personal bank accounts. You want real separation between those bank accounts, and you're going to use that as a firewall between the entities to really protect you. So you want to be very careful about commingling of assets to make sure that they're not mixing together. Good, clean accounting records. Number 2, have an operating agreement. A lot of companies forget this step. Maybe they've changed owners, didn't update the agreement. Maybe they just never set up that LLC agreement or that operating agreement that sets forth how the business is run. Sometimes state law requires it. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you can have an oral agreement. But you want to have this here to make sure it's memorialized. Who owns the company, how the decisions get made, how the meetings get held, how the changes get made. Go ahead and get that in writing, especially if you haven't done that yet. Number 3, 50-50 management. Now, I get it. A lot of businesses have that kind of 50-50, 25-25, 25-25% ownership, equally divided among different groups. That happens. But you can't have that 50-50 go all the way through to management. You need to have some tiebreaker. You need to have some way to make decisions. You have to figure out how to break deadlocks. So I would not recommend having a company with pure 50-50 management. There's got to be a third person in there to vote. There's got to be a way to break those deadlocks. Number 4, signing things in your personal name. A lot of times business owners don't think about this, especially when other people are preparing documents. They're just signing away. They're agreeing to things. They're not thinking about the difference between their personal liability and their LLC liability. But if you're entering into contracts and agreements for your LLC, it should generally say the contract is the LLC and the other party, not you and the other party. And the signature line should reflect that it's being signed for the business entity, not for you personally. And also, you want to avoid, number 5, avoid using the LLC wrongfully. A lot of people will get sloppy about how they use it. Maybe they want to get business deductions or business savings for personal things that they're doing, so they'll sign up for things in the business name. Maybe they'll misuse the tax certificate. You want to be really careful about all of those types of things so that you don't misuse the LLC. You don't want to abuse it because all of that can turn into a liability trap later. There's 5 quick tips for you. I hope they're helpful. Join me in the comments if you can. But remember, comments on a channel like this are not confidential, so don't put anything there you don't want other people seeing. For confidential conversations, reach out to an attorney licensed in your jurisdiction. I hope you subscribe to the channel as we'll be bringing you more tips in the future. You can check out my contact information in my link tree, which is in the description of the video.